Did you know that the Bible is banned in a country that has over 1 billion people? Did you know that over 15% of the world's population can't have access to the Bible because it's banned in their country? It's China.
You already know what it is. It's your boy Laid Back with another reaction, another review, another episode. Hey, TikTok, you up to bat. Bah. It's your boy Laid Back. Welcome back to my channel. Hey, two things we got to do. You got to hit that subscribe button. I'm drinking this water. You already know what it is, man. You are the prize in 2025. You are the prize in 2025. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Stay up to date with all the videos. We back with another reaction. Before we get into it, you might want to cop the merch, man. I'm just saying, it's fire. It's the best design so far, man. And shout out to everybody that done cop so far. Thank you. But we back with another one, man. We got some stuff going on with banned substances, banned things, but this is all conspiracy. So do your own research. Let me just put that out there. Do your own research. But you make it to the end of this one, you a real one for real. Make sure you put that in the comments. Make sure you put that. Also share this with the last person you text in your phone, man. If you a real one, I'm just saying, if you a real one. But let's go ahead and get into a Fire Squad. What's popping? Let's get it.
America's food is banned in 30 countries. The food is killing people. Oh yeah, it's definitely killing people. If somebody were to buy a bag of Lay's potato chips versus buying it in
Dang, that's my favorite too. I ain't even gonna lie.
Europe and look at the ingredients, they're totally different. They will make the healthier version for another country. There's over 10,000 food chemicals that are allowed in the American population or food system that aren't allowed in other countries. It makes it easier for food companies, gives them longer shelf life because they're putting so many chemicals in it. So anytime we lobby for healthier food choices in our school systems, in our neighborhoods, the food industry is going right behind them with billions and millions of dollars saying, no, we can't do that.
Damn. This is gonna be interesting.
Here are 4 commonly eaten U.S. foods or ingredients that are banned overseas. Did you know that up to 97% of chicken in the U.S. is chlorinated? This is a process where chicken is washed or sprayed with a chlorine solution to kill bacteria, which is fucking gross and another great reason to decrease the amount of chicken that you're eating in the U.S. And chlorinated chicken is banned in the European Union and Canada. Foods containing artificial colors found in things like Skittles, Pop-Tarts, and Gator have also been banned in many EU countries. This is because they're linked to things like hyperactivity and even cancer. Foods containing BHT and BHA have also been banned overseas, which are chemical preservatives found in foods like Ritz crackers, wheat thins, and frosted flakes. Foods containing GMOs, which are found in corn, soy, canola, and many other types of grains. GMOs are foods that have been altered using genetic engineering to resist pesticides and herbicides, which allows for some pretty heavy spraying of these endocrine disrupting chemicals. And numerous countries in the EU, Africa, and Asia have banned GMO foods because of this. This is going to be a broken record here, but if you're trying to lose weight, you need to stop eating ultra-processed foods.
That is definitely true. Definitely true.
So today I found out North Korea has some of the weirdest laws on the planet, and honestly, I've never felt more grateful to not live there. Let's start with the haircut law. Apparently, all North Korean citizens can only choose from 28 government-approved haircuts.
Wow.
And if you're caught with a haircut that isn't on the list, you go to jail. Meanwhile, Kim Jong-un walks around with a haircut that isn't even on the list. Bro literally made the rules and said not for me though. Then there's the portrait law, where every home must have official portraits of the supreme leaders side by side, and they have to be spotless. Because government agents come at random to inspect the portraits. And even if just a speck of dust is found, you can be imprisoned. And finally, the religion law. Practicing any religion in North Korea is banned. Whether it's Christianity, Islam, or Judaism, it doesn't matter. It's considered a political crime and can even lead to the death penalty. So the next time you think you have it bad, remind yourself that you don't live in North Korea.
Dang, that is crazy. The haircut law is crazy.
These are random laws in the world that you probably didn't know about. In Denmark, when you have a baby, you have to name it within the 33,000 government-approved names. Meaning you can't name your baby whatever you want. In Utah, you are not allowed to throw fecal matter at anyone. Why is it only illegal in Utah? Why? In France, it is illegal to drive without a breathalyzer in your glove box. They introduced this in 2012 in hopes of reducing the amount of drunk drivers. I love this law. They should have this literally everywhere. In Oshawa, Ontario, you can be fined up to $250 if you climb a tree without a climbing permit. $250 to climb a tree. In Russia, it is illegal to drive a dirty car. They need to be able to see your license plate. I completely agree with this one. In the UK, according to their 1986 Salmon Act, it is illegal to hold a salmon in a suspicious manner.
What?
I don't know what to
I don't even know what that means. Suspicious
These
matter.
are banned things in different countries. First up is the US, and they actually banned Kinder eggs. And the reason why they did this is because kids were choking on the toys inside of them. So in 1997, they banned them forever. And in France, they have banned any head coverings or face coverings, which is extremely controversial because religions like Islam require people by default to wear those clothing items. In 2002, Bangladesh became the first country to ban all plastic bags. This included the production, the import, the marketing, and the use of all plastic bags. And I see that as a very good change.
Same.
20 weird things you're not allowed to do in Europe. 1. Sweden. Use unusual names. Names like Superman, Veranda, Metallica, IKEA, and
That's
Elvis
crazy.
are banned. The naming law was enacted in 1982. It's meant to prevent discomfort caused by unusual names.
What?
2. Portugal. Bother your employees. It's illegal for bosses to contact employees after work. No texting, emailing, or calling allowed.
that.
Emergencies are an exception. 3. Norway. Publish fake pictures. Influencers must always use a specific tag for edited photos. The idea is to battle body image issues. 4. Iceland. Visit strip clubs. Iceland bans profiting from employee nudity. This ban specifically targeted strip clubs. Iceland is the first country to outlaw them for non-religious reasons. 5. Switzerland. Keep a guinea pig. It's illegal to have just one guinea pig. They are social creatures, so they must be kept in pairs. The government provides a new mate if one dies. 6. France. Use ketchup, mayo, or vinaigrette in school. These condiments are banned in French schools. It's a dietary measure to combat obesity.
Really?
7. Rome. Keep goldfish in bowls. These bowls restrict the flow of oxygen. This can potentially cause blindness in fish. Another law prohibits giving away goldfish as prizes. 8. Russia. Keep an anonymous blog. Blogs with over 3,000 visitors must register as media outlets. They are also required to disclose personal data.
Really?
9. Basel. Have a conventional roof. In Basel, all new buildings are required to have green roofs. It's the first city in the world to have this regulation. This helps mitigate pollution. 10. Greece. Wear high heels. No high heels are allowed at historic sites. Apparently, they put significant pressure on the stones. They can slowly chip away the ancient bricks. 11. France. Take short domestic flights. This ban applies to flights where there's a railway alternative. Trains are supposedly more cost-effective and eco-friendly. 12. Sweden. Advertise to kids on TV. This ban has been in place since the 1990s.
This needs to be in place in America.
It prohibits commercials aimed at children under 12. Plus, ads can't play right before or after kids' shows. 13. Germany and Austria impersonate Hitler. This counts as glorification, which is illegal. It's legal for actors though. 14. Spain. Wear flip-flops while driving. Flip-flops and sandals are supposedly dangerous. 15. Switzerland. Make noise. Switzerland has a quiet time policy on Sundays. Even flushing the toilet is considered noise pollution. 16. Scotland. Herd cows while intoxicated. Violators face a fine of over $200. 17. Portugal. Pee in the ocean. No idea how this is enforced. 18. Italy. Steal sand from the beach. This is an increasingly common rule across Europe. Taking sand, pebbles, or shells may result in a €3,000 fine. 19. Germany. Stop on the Autobahn. It's illegal to stop on German highways for any reason. 20. Spain. Wear a bikini outside the beach. These regulations apply in Barcelona and Mallorca.
This is some very interesting stuff in this video.
There's not so many video games that are so bad that they get banned in a couple countries, so I want to go through all of them. So Custer's Revenge was a video game made in 1984. You play as General Custer. He's wearing just a hat. And you're supposed to make your way across this field, dodge these arrows, and make it to this Native American woman, where you spam the action button to do exactly what you're thinking.
No.
So that's it. That's the gameplay. It cost the equivalent of $160 back in the 80s, and the box literally says not for sale for minors. It was banned in Australia and New Zealand and had a very limited release in America just because no stores wanted to sell it. I have to be so careful how I describe this one. So KZ Manager was a text-based resource management game like Zoo Tycoon or Roller Coaster Tycoon, except you were managing a German World War II prison camp. So the object of the game is to manage your resources, which include people, food, and public opinion. This game is not only banned in Germany, but actually it was mass confiscated like 2 years after it came out, so it's pretty hard to get your hands on these days.
That first game was crazy as hell.
Russian President Vladimir Putin signed a new law banning the promotion of child-free propaganda on Saturday. The legislation penalizes anyone advocating the refusal to have children. Critics have said that it will not help with Russia's demographic problems. The measure targets the spread of child-free ideology through media, films, advertising, and the internet, and aims to prevent the dissemination of materials that encourage the rejection of parenthood. It imposes fines on those found guilty of promoting the concept. Individuals could face penalties ranging from 50,000 to 100,000 rubles, while officials could be fined between 100,000 and 200,000 rubles. Legal entities will face steeper costs, with fines of up to 5 million rubles.
Damn.
The law also stipulates fines if such propaganda is spread through the media or internet, with penalties for individuals ranging up to 200,000 rubles, for officials up to 400,000 rubles, and for legal entities up to 4 million rubles.
Jeez.
If it is deemed to have affected minors, these fines will be further increased. In cases where child-free ideology is spread online, website owners will be required to monitor and identify such content, with failure to comply resulting in the website being added to a registry of prohibited information managed by Russia's media watchdog, Roskomnadzor. The bill was unanimously approved by both the State Duma and the Federation Council. The Kremlin has made the demographic challenge a priority, with declining population figures and a low birth rate seen as pressing.
Hey, that's been going on a lot lately with these low birth rates, and people ain't really coming together to try to make children like that. It's a lot of that going on in the world right now. They actually done made a law about the propaganda of it. Wow.
National issues. An exception is included in the law for the promotion of monasticism and celibacy. Under the new provisions, the rejection of childbearing for religious or monastic reasons will not be considered an offense. While it focuses primarily on domestic media and internet platforms, it extends to foreign nationals as well. Foreigners promoting child-free ideas in Russia will face the same fines and could be expelled from the country or placed under administrative arrest for up to 15 days.
Here are some celebrities who are banned in other countries. So Mia Khalifa is banned from her home country Lebanon because of her prolific acting career. China has banned almost everybody, including Katy Perry for wearing a Taiwanese flag during a performance, Brad Pitt for starring in 7 Years in Tibet, and Justin Bieber because they believe he's a badly behaved entertainer. He's also banned from Argentina for defacing the flag, and even Disney World for inappropriately touching Mickey.
What?
Akon is banned from Sri Lanka because he's in a music video in which they're dancing in front of a Buddha statue. Lady Gaga was banned in Indonesia, and Beyonce is banned in Malaysia because her shows were considered immoral and too sexy.
Wow.
The Beatles were banned from the Philippines because they declined a breakfast invitation with their first lady. And lastly, Selena Gomez is banned from Russia because of her open support for gay rights. So stay safe.
They banning a whole person. You can't bring your ass.
If you go to North Korea and break the rules, you could end up in jail or even worse. Here are 3 things you cannot do in North Korea. Number 1, you cannot disrespect past or current leaders as they are viewed as gods.
Oh, that's right. Well, North Korea doesn't have religion, so we don't know that the word like God.
Really?
There's no word for God in North Korean specifically, right? Like their Korean word for God, only one God, like 하나님. Yeah. We're not taught that. We have like a shin, but like a lower G.
Other strict rules prohibit using local currency, going into random shops, and talking to strangers or stealing anything.
That's why you can't move independently. North Korean government wants you to meet specific people. Those people are trained to talk to you.
You cannot take photos of government buildings, police, or construction. Why? Because the government wants North Korea to seem completely perfect.
Yeah, things that does not represent North Korea, it's not allowed.
Wow, they got people that will talk to you.
In Texas, it's illegal to sell your eyeball. In California, it's illegal to build or maintain a nuclear bomb in Chico. Just Chico. In Vermont, women need written permission from their husbands to get false teeth.
What?
In Ohio, whale fishing on Sundays is banned. In landlocked Ohio. In Nebraska, bars must brew soup if they serve beer. In Kansas, serving wine in teacups is banned. In West Virginia, whistling underwater is illegal.
What?
Good luck enforcing that. In Hawaii, it's illegal to put a coin in your ear. Magic tricks are off limits. In Montana, you can't transport a sheep in a truck cab without a chaperone. In Indiana, it's illegal to ride a horse faster than 10 miles per hour.
Really?
In Minnetonka, Minnesota, it's illegal for any vehicle to deposit mud, dirt, or sticky substances onto public roads. In Alabama, it's illegal to wear a fake mustache in church if it causes laughter.
What?
In Nevada, driving a camel on the highway is illegal. In South Dakota, it's illegal to sleep in a cheese factory. Dairy dreams denied. In Utah, causing a catastrophe, like an avalanche, is a crime. In Alaska, it's illegal to be drunk in a bar and stay there.
What?
Arizona's stupid motorist law holds drivers financially responsible for rescue costs if you drive around barricades into flooded areas and require emergency assistance. In Kentucky, selling dyed rabbits or chicks is illegal unless you sell 6 or more.
What?
In Florida, dwarf tossing is banned in establishments that serve alcohol.
Dwarf tossing?
In Louisiana, sending someone pizza they didn't order, that's a $500 fine.
No way.
In Georgia, living on a boat for more than 30 days a year is illegal. Floating squatters beware. In Wyoming, skiing under the influence is illegal. Snow and spirits don't mix.
I'm sure.
In Missouri, driving with an uncaged bear is illegal. Use a crate, obviously. In Idaho, sweeping debris into the street is a crime. In New Mexico, idiots are not allowed to vote.
What did you say?
Yes,
what?
It actually says that.
What?
In Pennsylvania, it's illegal to occupy a boat while it's being transported on a trailer along a highway. In Maine, parking in front of Dunkin' Donuts is illegal in South Berwick. In North Dakota, falling asleep with your shoes on is illegal. In Illinois, underage culinary students can legally sip and spit alcohol during class.
What?
In Oregon, hunting in a cemetery is banned. Let the dead rest. In Tennessee, it's illegal to share your Netflix password.
Wow.
Digital freeloading is criminal. In Mississippi, teaching about polygamy is illegal.
Really?
In New Hampshire, collecting seaweed at night is banned. In Rhode Island, racing a horse on the highway is a no-go. Keep it on the track. In Massachusetts, going to bed without a full bath used to be illegal.
Really?
Clean sheets only. In Hartford, Connecticut, it's illegal to cross the street while walking on your hands. In Iowa, tossing bricks onto a highway? Criminally dumb. In Colorado, it's illegal to keep a couch on your porch in Boulder. No outdoor lounges. In Michigan, selling a car on a Sunday is banned.
What?
Weekend browsing only. In New York, flirting can result in a $25 fine.
Really?
Flirt responsibly. In Manhattan, Township, New Jersey, being annoying in public is against the law. In Washington, it's illegal to harass Bigfoot. He deserves peace.
Stop
in North
it.
Carolina, singing off-key is illegal.
What?
Pitch police are
Hold
listening.
the fuck up. Hold up. You know how many people should be locked up right now in North Carolina? I'm from North Carolina. You know how many people be singing off key? I'm talking about just riding down the street too. Like, no way.
In Delaware, you can't sell cat or dog fur. In Virginia, kids over 14 can't go trick-or-treating. Halloween has an age limit.
Wow.
In Wisconsin, serving apple pie without cheese isn't illegal, but it's seriously frowned upon. In Arkansas, mispronouncing Arkansas is technically illegal.
No way.
Say it right. Arkansas.
That's some wild stuff, man.
This is huge. Utah has just become the first state ever to ban the use of fluoride in public water. And a few other states, including Florida and Ohio, are also now considering the same. You see, the argument essentially is that while fluoride has been successfully reducing cavities and improving oral health since it was added to the public water system in 1945, today there are now concerns that some pregnant women and children may be exposed to excessive amounts of fluoride from additional sources like water-added food, drinks, tea, toothpaste, floss, mouthwash, etc. And it's that additional or excessive amount of fluoride that is the concern. In fact, a meta-analysis of 74 studies done in countries around the world found a statistically significant association between higher fluoride exposure and a lower children's IQ scores, showing that the more fluoride a child is exposed to, the more likely that that child's IQ will be lower than if they weren't exposed to it at all. And this is in addition to the NTP report published last year, which marked the first time ever that a federal agency came to the same conclusion. The study, however, didn't find any evidence that fluoride exposure had adverse effects on adult cognition. Utah lawmakers argued that putting fluoride in the water was too expensive and it had limited benefits on dental health compared to the risks associated. The Utah governor likened it to being medicated by the government. So the question is, what do you think? Should more states stop adding fluoride to the water, or are people just being too overly concerned?
No, why? They should take that shit out of the water, man.
I'm in Costco, and I'll tell you, all of these products are illegal in Europe. Yeah, literally, go down the row. You know why? Because look at this, and I'm not just picking on Skittles. See all this? See the red 40, the blue, the yellow, all of these colors. It's in every one of these products in this whole aisle. In Europe, they're illegal. You know what they do? This is the same product. This is Skittles, and you notice they have E162 from natural beets. E63 is from berries. All of these colorings are from natural fruits. Not here. This stuff is driving ADD, ADHD, brain problems. They're excitotoxins. They're banned in Europe. I mean, come on. The same company's making products in Europe different than they are in the United States. You know why? It's cheaper, but they're poisoning kids. Don't buy this crap. Vote with your dollars.
The same manufacturer.
These are things you should never do in other countries. Sorry lefties, but if you're traveling to India, you should refrain from using your left hand for eating, greeting, and exchanging money, as is thought to be the unclean hand.
Really?
If you're ever driving in Norway or New Zealand, don't honk unless it's absolutely necessary, as this may cause panic among drivers. When traveling to Germany, there's a few things to consider. Don't talk to people with your hands in your pocket, don't ask about somebody's day unless you really care, and, of course, don't loosely throw around the name of a particular historical figure. In Ireland, it's considered impolite to sit in the backseat of a cab, so make sure to grab shotgun. Don't touch a person's head in Malaysia, as it's sacred and considered to be the home for the soul. And then lastly, when visiting Russia, don't smile at strangers. Smiling is seen as a more intimate gesture, and so you'll be perceived as insincere if you do it too much.
Really? Really?
Here are the countries that Americans can visit. So there's currently a do not travel order to North Korea put in place by the Department of State in 2017 following the death of Otto Warmbier. In fact, nobody besides Russians can visit North Korea for tourism as of 2024. Americans are also barred from traveling to Cuba unless it's for a licensed family visit, official government business, journalism, or support of the Cuban people. There's many level 4 advisory countries as defined by the Department of State which may prove difficult to travel to, like Iraq, Lebanon, and Niger for terrorism reasons, and other countries like Yemen, South Sudan, and Afghanistan for civil wars and ongoing internal conflicts. Asia is the continent with the most level 4 countries with 8, including Myanmar and many Middle Eastern countries like Israel and Syria. Africa is a close second though with 8, with countries like Sudan, Somalia, Mali, Libya, and Burkina Faso. Only 4 countries are advised against traveling to in the West, and these are Russia, Belarus, and Ukraine. And then finally, the only country in the Americas that has a level 4 advisory on it, which is Venezuela. So be safe.
Definitely be safe. Moving around for sure.
5 weird laws around the world. In Samoa, it's illegal to forget your wife's birthday. If you do, she has the right to call the police on you and you'll get a huge fine. In Thailand, it's illegal to step on Thai money, because if you do, it's considered disrespectful to the king, whose image is printed on it. And you could go to jail forever. Did you know in China it's illegal to reincarnate without the government's permission? Meaning if you were to pass away, then come back to life, they're taking you straight to jail. In Denmark, it's illegal to start a car without checking for children underneath it. I thought it was just common knowledge. And finally, in Spain, it's illegal to drive in flip-flops. If you get caught, you're going to jail.
Going to jail forever?
Here are some of the weirdest laws in Egypt. If you want to rent a hotel room or an apartment with your significant other but you're not married, that's illegal if you're Egyptian. Now, if you're just a tourist and you want to visit the country with your boyfriend, that's completely illegal though. If you're going to go visit Egypt during the Ramadan, no, it's illegal for you to drink while you're there. Restaurants and bars in the city cannot serve you alcohol legally. And you cannot legally buy alcohol at any store. But if you go back to your hotel and tell them you're just touring the city and show them your passport, you can actually legally drink there. Lastly, be careful what you post on social media over there. In 2018, a Lebanese was sentenced to 8 years in prison just for saying that Egypt was a son of a bitch country.
Whoa.
Always check the laws of the countries you're going to visit next. And follow for more travel tips.
That's a fact. Definitely check where you going.
Did you know that USA chicken has been banned in the EU since 1997? Why would they do that? It's because of this. See where it says up to 6% retained water or up to 7% retained water? That means after these chickens are slaughtered, they're dunked in a chlorinated chemical bath to cool them down and to disinfect them. And the EU considers this a sign of poor hygiene behavior in the supply chain. And to make matters even worse, if 7% of this is retained water in my chicken, what am I paying for? Water weight. So how do we avoid the chlorinated water bath and the water weight? Look to buy air-chilled chicken, which sadly this grocery store has none of. That means after slaughter, the chickens are hung in a huge walk-in refrigerator and skip the chemical bath. Keep in mind, there are purveyors that do water chill only using ice water, but you're still paying for water weight. If you want a deep dive on all things chicken, I posted a reel the other day that really tells you the difference between conventional meat chicken and high quality Bobby approved chicken. You might want to watch it.
These niggas is crazy with this shit.
China has banned all corn in the country, saying that it goes against morality and family values. And all I gotta say to China is,
okay.
Because for the past, especially the past year, but just in recent times, China has been doing things to prioritize the family. Now, am I glazing China's government or making it seem like China's government is perfect? Absolutely not. There are still many flaws, but the actions and the moves that they are making to protect the citizens, their mental health, such as this one, this is a very good thing. Do y'all understand what corn does to y'all? Corn and masturbation.
Hold on. Hold on, I completely didn't read what it said. He not talking about corn, the actual corn that you eat. He's talking about take out the C and put the P there. He's talking about pornography. Okay, now we on the same page.
Makes you not feel like you need anybody else, right? And while you technically don't need anybody else, the purpose of man and woman is to be together, to start a family, to love each other, to get to know each other, to have good times, to smile. So when you constantly watching corn, right, you begin this kind of like independent mindset, and then you go on about your life as if you don't need nobody, and that's just wrong.
That's definitely true. We all need somebody.
The Bible was banned, and in all of the places that it could have happened, it happened in Utah. And the situation has just gotten progressively messier. Right, so last year, Utah passed a law allowing parents to request the removal of books containing, quote, graphic or indecent material from schools. But this pretty clearly meant to continue the trend that we've seen in a number of places of banning books that mention gender, LGBTQ content. Or we've seen a number of book bans in other red states across the country. But then, back in December, one anonymous parent complained to the Davis School District north of Salt Lake City that the King James Bible was, quote, one of the most sex-ridden books around. And saying if the books that have been banned so far are any indication for way lesser offenses, this should be a slam dunk. And so a committee reviewed the complaint, and they found that even though the Bible didn't violate the law, it was nevertheless inappropriate for elementary and middle school students. So it was essentially banned, the book removed from all those libraries in the district, and people lost their shit. So we saw 70 people appealing the decision and hundreds protesting both the district and the state capitol for letting this happen. And so after all of that, last night, the appeals committee voted unanimously to put the Bible back on school shelves, and saying the appeal committee determined that the Bible has significant, serious value for minors, which outweighs the violent or vulgar content it contained.
They try to ban the Bible.
Things you should never do in other countries. Number 1, if you go to Greece, make sure you do not wear high heels. Many parts of Greece are historic, so high heels are banned in those places. That is because they can damage the ancient rocks. If you go to Turkey, make sure you never give a thumbs up. In Turkey, this can actually be considered an insult.
Really?
In Singapore, it is illegal to chew gum, and doing so can get you a $1,000 fine.
Wow.
This is because they want to make sure the area stays beautiful and gum-free. While peeing in the sea is very rude on its own, in Portugal, it is considered to be illegal. If you are in the Caribbean, do not wear camouflage. It is actually illegal to wear camouflage in many of the Caribbean countries. If you go to Russia, never give someone an even number of flowers. Always make sure it's an odd number, or else it can be considered an insult.
Really?
4 more?
Really? An odd number.
There's a lot of weird laws in South Africa that a lot of people don't know about, so I'm going to be going through some of these laws with you. First weird law is that it's actually illegal to swear in public. You can dead ass face jail time if you're caught swearing in public. The next law is that it's actually illegal to show PDA in public if you're under the age of 16. What that basically means is that if you're under the age of 16, you can't be kissing, holding hands, doing anything romantic with your partner in public. The next weird law is that if 2 people are unmarried and they have a child, the woman automatically has all of the rights to the child, but the man doesn't. The man only has to take responsibility of the child if he wants to. The next weird law is that it's illegal to bring bears onto beaches in South Africa, which seems alright, except for the fact that bears have never lived in South Africa. The final weird law is that it's illegal to transport sheep in a taxi. There's some more laws like this, so let me know if you want me to do another video like this.
He said it ain't even no bears here. What are we talking about?
United States foods that were banned in other countries, part 1. Hit the follow button and watch the full video because the last one on the list is gonna make a lot of people sad. Number 1, Skittles. They have food dyes, yellow 5, yellow 6, and red 40. Those have been known to have adverse effects on young children. Austria and Norway banned them completely. Number 2, cereals like Rice Krispies, Honey Bunches of Oats, and Frosted Flakes. Damn, Tony. They contain BHT, which is a flavor enhancer that has carcinogenic properties. It's banned in Japan and the European Union. Number 3, meat with ractopamine, a drug that farmers use to increase muscle growth in livestock, also included in 40 to 60% of pigs. 160 nations banned the use of this drug in meat. And lastly, if you're doing the do, you're also doing brominated vegetable oil, which contains bromine, and that's used in flame retardants. That can lead to memory loss and skin and nerve problems. Sorry, Gizmo. Follow me for more shit like this.
Whoa, this should be...
United States foods that were banned in other countries, part 2. Hit the follow button and repost this video because the last few on this list are gonna make you wanna clean out your fridge. Part 1, we talked about food dye yellow 5, yellow 6, and red 40. Guess what has yellow 5 and 6? This here, and guess what has all 3? Pop-Tarts. Gatorade also has yellow 5 and 6, partially banned in the European Union and completely banned in Austria and Norway. Number 2 on the list is Wheat Thins. It contains BHT, which is a chemical that's cousin to BHA. They're both preservatives. BHT is listed as non-carcinogenic, but there is some data that shows that it has caused cancer in animals. Stovetop stuffing has BHT and BHA.
Not the
Number 3,
stovetop.
the Heartbreaker. Ritz crackers. They contain partially hydrogenated cottonseed oil. They're banned in countries like Iceland, Norway, and Denmark, but it gets worse. Pillsbury biscuits with partially hydrogenated soybean oil. Follow me.
Bruh, there's some good shit on that list. I ain't even gonna lie.
So these are M&Ms sold here in Europe. Can you tell any difference from these M&Ms sold here in Europe compared to the ones that are sold in America? Because there is a huge difference of M&Ms here in Europe, in the Netherlands, where I'm at, and the M&Ms that are sold in the United States of America. Can you see the difference yet? First off, these M&Ms taste exactly the same as to what is in the States, but they're missing something.
The dye.
If you look at these M&Ms, you'll notice that the red M&M, it is not as bright as the red M&M in the United States. That's because the food dye red 40, it's banned here in Europe. Also, yellow 4 and 5, it's banned here too. So these M&Ms are just a bit more healthy than the M&Ms in the States. Now, I've talked to you about banned items before. It's not per se the banned item, it's a banned ingredient.
Right.
So when I brought up banned items before, like Ritz crackers, like drumsticks, the ice cream, or Skittles, it's not the item that's banned, it's the ingredients in it that are banned.
Right.
So they still sell Skittles here, but they're not using those dyes that are banned, that are bad for you. Anyways, I'm not a health nut. You guys eat whatever you want to eat. I mean, I'm sitting here eating a whole tray of M&Ms. But just know that even though I love the United States of America, they could do a little bit better.
A little bit.
With what they put in their foods.
A lot of bit. They can do a lot of bit better. The hell?
Things that are illegal in Thailand, part 1. Leaving your house with no underwear, going commando, illegal here. I'm not sure how they would know, but yeah, illegal. What? Defamation, so leaving a bad review here is also illegal.
Really?
Don't do that. If you rent like a motorbike and stuff over here and you drive around with no shirt on, that is also illegal. Toys for pleasure, another thing that's illegal here. I mean, the last thing you want is going through the airport and they get it out and wave it around. So maybe, yeah, leave those at home, guys. They have a fruit here called durian and it stinks, but it's like a spiky fruit. And this is also illegal if you use that as a weapon. So you'll be fined depending on how many spikes hit your victim.
Whoa.
If you drop some Thai money on the floor, do not stand on it. This would be like standing on the king's head. Very disrespectful, so don't do that. Vaping, also illegal. You will walk around and you will find a lot of people selling them, but there is a hefty fine if you get caught. So yeah, maybe don't. Follow for part 2.
Don't step on the money. Don't do it.
U.S. foods that are banned in other countries. Ingredients that's in this stuff? Starting off with Mountain Dew. When you look up things that are banned in other countries, literally Mountain Dew is like the first freaking thing you're gonna see. It contains BVO oil, which is brominated vegetable oil, which is literally like a flame retardant that can literally eventually lead to memory loss. What? Good old Lil Debbie. These Swiss rolls contain red 40 dye and yellow 5, which in European countries it is now permitted. However, they have to have a warning that will say it can cause adverse effects in children. Frosted Flakes, Honey Bunches of Oats, and Rice Krispies. Contains BHT, which is a flavor enhancer. It has been studied for such a long time because potentially it has carcinogenic properties. What are they putting in our food?
They don't give a fuck.
Here are some more foods that are banned in other countries.
Thank you, because yes, any food containing E153 is banned in the United States, but Europe still allows it. And yes, we do need to be focusing on food dyes because there are 4 color additives that are banned in Europe that the United States still uses, while there are 16 that the United States has banned that Europe still says is fine. What? Do they just not care about their people? I mean, they must not, because the United States ranks 3rd in food quality and safety in the world, while other places in Europe, like Germany or the United Kingdom, rank far lower. You can cherry pick to make any place sound better, and I think the difference is summed up well by Dr. Jess.
In the EU, they use a hazard-based approach, so they look at hazards, like there's a shark in the water, and we look at actual risk. So is that shark close enough to a human to actually pose a risk? So additives allowed here are assessed at levels we actually consume.
For the 800th time, it's banned means diddly a dick. Okay, bye.
You lost me at the end, bro. I don't know.
Did you know that the Bible is banned in a country that has over 1 billion people? Did you know that over 15% of the world's population can't have access to the Bible because it's banned in their country? It's China. Now, why is it banned? China's got this really interesting thing where they believe that the state, the power, governments, is the single source of power and nothing can subjugate or contradict against this power. You ever hear that phrase that Jesus is the King of all kings? Well, it says that in the Bible, that Jesus, the Son of God, that God himself is greater than all the kings and rulers of all the nations on this earth. And so that's the reason why China's got a problem with it.
They banned the whole shit.
These are some names that are banned in other countries. So if your name begins with a C, you can't exist in Iceland because the Icelandic alphabet doesn't contain the letter C.
Wow.
They also don't like the name Enrique or anything super foreign, as it's difficult to pronounce using traditional Icelandic grammar. In New Zealand, you can't name your child period, as you can imagine the confusion that would bring to teachers. Saudi Arabia has banned the names Alice and Amir for going against their societal traditions. Australia doesn't allow the names of any religious monikers like God, Bishop, and Jesus.
Wow.
Sorry, Jesus. And Akuma is banned in Japan, and Lucifer is banned in New Zealand, as they both reference the devil. France seems to hate food names, banning Nutella and Frisée because apparently it loosely translates to a French slang term. And lastly, this name, which is pronounced Albin, is officially banned in Sweden. Good.
That was Albin? That didn't look like it.
This has got the internet going wild. China has officially banned everyone under 18 from playing video games for any longer than 3 hours per week. And as always, here are the details. So during the week, it is a flat out ban, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you're allowed to play 1 hour a day between the hours of 8 and 9 p.m. The move is apparently designed to protect the physical and mental health of all young people in China. And all gaming companies in China are now prohibited from offering any services to minors outside the stated hours, and enforcement measures include real name registration and facial scanning.
Really? They progressive though. They don't want,
American bread is not allowed in Europe because it's not legally classified as bread. Question is, who is to blame here? Is it the company or is it the government? I'd say it's America's insane lobbying. It's a legalized form of corruption. But that's where I'm a bigger fan of European policy. Here in Estonia, I've had the benefit of meeting various people who work in the government, and I look at the policy that they are enacting. For example, in Estonia, 51% of the country is forested. Everything grown here is certified organic. All of this is law. I hate to break it to you, but if you live in the United States and you buy bread, it's not bread. It's a commercial, weird product that here in Europe, we cannot even consider food. And that's what you're putting in your body.
Don't even consider it food.
North Korea has some of the weirdest laws in the world. Here are 3 of them. Number 1, your family is punished if you break the law. If you do something illegal, like using too much electricity, then 3 generations of your family can be sent to labor camps. That means your parents, your grandparents, and even your kids can get punished for something that you did. Needless to say, crime in North Korea is very low. Number 2, you cannot smile on certain holidays. On the anniversary of the death of Kim Jong-un's grandfather, the entire country is supposed to be in mourning. If you dare smile or laugh, it is a huge insult and you can pay the price with your life.
Wow.
Number 3, the government has to approve your haircut. There are only 28 hairstyles that North Koreans can have. The only exception is for Kim Jong-un because, of course, he does what he wants. If you live in a free country like the United States, this should be a constant reminder to be appreciative and thankful for the freedom that you have. If you want to get the free digital version of my top 100 best travel photos, click the link in my bio and I'll send it straight to your inbox. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.
I agree. We should be grateful about certain things for sure.
Billboards are banned in Hawaii to preserve the island's aesthetic appeal, so the only boards that'll catch your eye there are the ones catching waves. And Venice preserves its aesthetic by banning cars. You either walk, bike, or take a boat. But what happens if you need to call an ambulance? Well, a water ambulance will pick you up and take you to one of the few hospitals in the world where you need to dock to see a doctor. And the reason why the buildings in Amsterdam are slightly tilted forward and have these little hooks on top of them can also be traced back to a government restriction. The city used to tax people based on the width of their home. A wider home and a higher tax, so people started building these very thin houses with very narrow staircases. And carrying furniture up those narrow stairs was impossible, so they would use the hooks to pull up the furniture instead, and the slanted design would prevent the furniture from slamming into the home. And the reason why the manhole covers in Japan have these beautiful designs on them that are unique to each city, like this one in Fuji, is also because of taxes. It was actually a government tactic to get people on board with paying higher taxes to improve the sewage system in the 60s, and it was super effective to the point where they now have poke manhole covers.
These people be innovative.
American foods are banned in many parts of the world, and the reason is shocking. A pizza in Europe that is considered healthy is very different from a pizza in America that is one of the unhealthiest foods in the world. And it's not just pizza, it's your bread, your cereal, even your soda. The European Union has banned dozens of food additives and chemicals that are used in the USA every single day. In Europe, an ingredient has to be proven completely safe before it's used, where in the US it's used until it's proven to be harmful. So who do you trust?
Crazy. What kind of shit is that? What kind of logic is that?
Disney World bans mega hats in their parks. Anyone seen wearing a mega hat will be immediately detained and banned from all Disney theme parks for at least a year. According to an official statement, quote, "Make America Great Again hats, also known as mega hats, are no longer allowed inside Disney World theme parks. Wearing one of these hats will result in a ban of 1 year or more. This is because these hats are harmful to other guests. We want to promote a welcoming and inclusive environment, and banning mega hats is an important step in achieving that goal." End quote. Overall, there are mixed reactions to this announcement. Amendment. Many people are mad that Disney is limiting their First Amendment rights to freedom of speech. They also don't understand how a Make America Great Again hat is harmful to other guests. They also think this is almost as outrageous as Disney removing the American flag, which we reported on earlier. Meanwhile, other people are excited about this, and they're happy to see Disney finally taking a stand against the hate that these hats bring. These people do not feel welcomed and feel threatened when they see one of these hats, and they don't think that it should be worn inside Disney World parks. For more on this ban, click the link in our bio or visit mousetrapnews.com.
They ain't got no flag, no MAGA hat.
Dangerous baby products that are still sold in the US but are banned in other countries. Number one may come to a surprise, but baby walkers have been banned in Canada since 2004. This is due to the hundreds and thousands of injuries that these caused, even after implementing safer regulations and designs. The number one cause of injury due to baby walkers is falling downstairs. Number two are these self-feeding bottles, and Canada did not come to play because they banned these as well. I don't know about you, but this does not look safe to me. Self-feeders like these can increase the risk of aspiration and choking. So if you were thinking about getting one, I would think again. And number three are these neck floaties.
What the hell?
These have never looked safe to me, and it does not look comfortable. But Australia decided to ban certain brands of these. After poorly made floaties were being sold on eBay, they said enough is enough, get them out of here. So if you were thinking about getting any of the products on this list, I would take a second thought.
A neck floaty for a baby?
These are the countries you're not allowed to visit. The country at number 1 is almost impossible to get in. At number 5, it's Yemen. Ongoing war, bombings, and chaos everywhere. It's just too dangerous right now. Most countries say, don't even try stepping in. At number 4 is Somalia. Armed groups, kidnappings, and no strong government. Tourists are technically allowed, but trust me, not a great idea at all. At number 3, it's Turkmenistan. They barely hand out visas to anyone. Even if you get one, you'll be watched and followed every single day. At number 2, we got Eritrea, one of the most secretive and strict places on Earth. Getting in without a rare and expensive visa is like a miracle. Even if you do, your movement is heavily controlled, and you'll need a government minder with you almost all the time. Most journalists and travelers are completely banned, and internet use is also one of the lowest in the world. Finally, at number 1, you can only visit on a strictly guided tour. No exploring. Say the wrong thing, and it's game over. You'll be taken to see only what they want you to see. Your phone and even luggage may be checked before you enter. It's North Korea.
North Korea ain't playing. They ain't playing.
Things banned in America, Part 1, the world's most dangerous cheese. Alright, you're looking at the world's most dangerous cheese, which was given that name by the Guinness World Records in 2009. It's illegal to buy and sell here in America and the EU, and Italy itself actually banned it more than 50 years ago, and the EU about 20 years ago. So what makes it illegal? Well, maybe these little guys will give you a hint. Yep, those are maggots, and yep, they're alive in the cheese.
What?
Before the costume artist gets to this point with the maggots, it starts as normal pecorino cheese made from sheep's milk, and they leave it outside with part of the rind missing. That way, cheese flies will intentionally land and lay their larvae in the cheese. Once hatched, the larvae will start to eat through the cheese, and the acid from the maggot's digestive system will make the cheese very soft. And by the time the cheese is ready for consumption, they'll have thousands of maggots. Having maggots in the food goes against a lot of regulations here in the US and EU, and certain scientists argue that the larvae can survive the stomach acid and actually live in the intestines.
What?
Big question is, would you try it?
Would I try it?
Did you know that American milk is banned in Canada, the European Union, and many other countries? The reason it's banned is because a lot of American milk has an artificial growth hormone called RBGH or RBST. And the growth hormone was developed by the very wholesome company Monsanto, who also brought us the great products such as Agent Orange, which was a toxic herbicide used for many things but also used in the Vietnam War, PCBs, which we talked about in another video, polystyrene, which is the main component of styrofoam, DDT, and many other things. I'm going to do a whole another video on this. And the reason they developed the artificial growth hormone is to increase milk production, aka profits. Unfortunately for the cows treated with the growth hormone, they often get mastis, which is an infection of the milk ducts. They're often given antibiotics to treat that, so cows that get the growth hormone often have more antibiotics as well. So what does that mean for the humans who are consuming this milk? It's a fact that milk from cows that are treated with the growth hormone have higher levels of IGF-1, which is a hormone that helps other cells grow. Some studies found a relationship between blood levels of IGF-1 and the development of prostate, breast, colorectal, and other cancers. But supposedly, later studies have failed to confirm these reports and have found weaker relationships. I don't know, that seems a little suspect.
Right.
This is coming straight from the American Cancer Society's website, but it says some studies have shown that adults who drink milk have about 10% higher levels of IGF-1 in their blood than those who drink little or no milk. It also says that at this time it's not clear that drinking milk produced with or without RBGH treatment increases blood IGF-1 levels into a range that might be a concern regarding cancer risk or other health effects. It's been approved by the FDA since 1993 and they still don't know? Let's take a closer look at how it got approved by the FDA in the first place. Apparently, Monsanto has gotten some help from the FDA over the years, and one example was when this guy, Michael R. Taylor, who used to work for the FDA, was also confirmed representing Monsanto as their lawyer. So the dude was publicly exposed in March 1994 as a former lawyer for the Monsanto Corporation for 7 years. During that time, he helped put together a memo for the company as to whether it would be constitutional for states to make labeling laws concerning RBGH dairy products, and whether they could sue those companies if they did. So get this, before he was caught, he left Monsanto and went back to the FDA, and he was awarded Deputy Commissioner for Policy when RBGH was granted approval by the FDA. Talk about suspect. You can avoid the growth hormone by getting organic milk or just not drinking milk at all.
Right. I don't fuck with that.
Weird things that are illegal in Germany. In Germany, you cannot do a police officer, meaning that you cannot address them in the informal way. In German, there is a formal way of addressing people and an informal way of addressing people. And if you address a police officer the informal way, you risk the chance of getting a big penalty, a big fine. So this is a no here in Deutschland. It is also illegal to run out of gas on the highway, aka the Autobahn. If you run out of gas, you can also be penalized. You will get a fine, a big ticket, because you are putting other people's life at risk, and this is extremely irresponsible. Another weird thing that's illegal in Germany is you are not allowed to wash your car at home. This is a very bizarre concept coming from North America, where people love to wash their cars at home, especially on a beautiful sunny day. This is almost a pastime, but in Germany you are not allowed to do this because it is seen to be terrible for the environment, because the detergents, the water that you use can seep into the drains, it can seep into the soils and pollute the water and have harmful things like microplastics and other things that are just simply not good for the environment. And if you know anything about Germany, they are all about environmental protection. So this is a big no, a big illegal thing here in Germany.
I get it.
Things that are legal in America and illegal in Russia. Number one, it is illegal in Russia to work in a kitchen, like restaurant kitchen, if you didn't pass medical commission. Once a year, all food handlers have to go through complete health checkup, like blood testings, to be eligible to work with food and serve food. In the US, you just need to pay a fee and pass the exam. No one cares what you're carrying to the food. Number two, it is illegal in Russia to turn right if the red light is on. Next, it is illegal in Russia to drive a car if you're younger than 18 years old. Next, it is illegal in Russia to skip your military duty. All men in Russia are drafted for military duty for 1 year of their life. They're completely living at the military facility and receiving training. They're not getting paid for this. This is a duty if you're born Russian. Next, it is illegal in Russia to advertise alcohol or tobacco products anywhere in movies, social media, posters, banners, TV. No ads for this stuff at all. Next, it is illegal in Russia to display tobacco products in a supermarket so people can see it. Stores that are selling tobacco have to hide it behind non-transparent sheets. Like if you want something, you have to ask them to pull it out and sell it to you. Which one you think is the weirdest one?
That's very interesting.
Weird things that are illegal in Germany. If you are into having pillow fights, be careful, because
She loved talking with her hands. I was looking at this the last video. I'm like, she be She be talking with these hands. Check her out.
In Germany, a pillow can be considered a weapon. So just be careful how you use this because this can get you into some serious trouble. If you are into playing the piano or any other instrument, you gotta be careful when you are going to play, when you are going to practice, because after 10 p.m. it is illegal to play an instrument. Also in certain areas, it is illegal to play the instrument during the day. So in between 1 and 3 p.m. So just be careful when it comes to this. If you're going to be driving in Germany, you're going to be on the Autobahn, which I know people love to do when they come to Germany. Just be careful that you have a full tank or you have enough gas to get you to your destination, because you do not want to run the risk of running out of gas on the Autobahn, because you can be fined for this, as this is completely illegal in Germany.
Her with them hands, though.
Things Banned in America Part 4. Back in January of 2015, all British-made Cadbury chocolates were actually banned from being imported and sold in the United States, including the infamous Cadbury Cream Egg. Now that doesn't mean you can't get Cadbury the brand here in America, but the chocolates itself are actually going to be a little bit different. So the reason why is because Hershey's actually has the right to make their own version of the Cadbury brand, and they didn't want competition coming from the British imports. So they came to an agreement and banned the imports and made their own versions here in America, but the recipes were slightly different. The main differences are that the American version uses more sugar and also uses soy lecithin to reduce the viscosity of the chocolate, and that also extends shelf life. The British-made chocolates have a bit more fat content because they use more milk than the American version. Also spotted yellow 6 and artificial flavor. Let me know, do you remember having the British-made Cadbury chocolates here in America before 2015?
I don't fuck with none of that stuff.
The weirdest band names from around the globe. So recently the Japanese government made a law that banned its civilians from calling their children Pikachu, which then got me thinking, what are some of the weirdest band names from across the world? In New Zealand, you can't name your child Lucifer, or Tallulah does the hula from Hawaii, but the name Number 16 Bus Shelter is fine. In Sweden, you can't name your child IKEA, Metallica, or BRFXXCCCLLMNPRXVCLMNCKSSQLBB11116. Which is supposedly pronounced Albin. In Mexico, you can't name your child Facebook, Twitter, Robocop, Circumcision, Harry Potter, Hermione, Rambo, James Bond, Rolling Stone, and Saddam Hussein. In France, you have Nutella and Prince William. And in China, you can't name your child the @ symbol. In the US, we have Jesus Christ, any punctuation, and 007. And here in the UK, cyanide. And all of those come together to be...
To be what? To be what?
Chinese laws that will send an English person into a coma. Social media websites are banned. Yes, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp are all banned in mainland China. This is the reason why I'm currently recording this video but won't be able to post it until I leave China. You can use them if you use a VPN, but you can get in trouble with the authorities if they catch you. You're not allowed to talk or sit during the national anthem, and there's actually been arrests. So if the national anthem is playing, you better stand still and be quiet because you can get arrested. China has a social credit score. If you don't pay your fines, if you commit fraud, or even if you play your music too loudly, your social credit score will drop, which means you can actually get banned from going on public transport and booking hotels. Which one was the craziest for you?
They got a social credit score. That is crazy.
Did you know that in France, the government can legally deny a baby name if it's not in the best interest of a child? For example, you can't name your baby like Nutella. It's also illegal to throw away food waste. Grocery stores that are over 400 square meters have to donate unused food. One of the newest laws is that you can no longer smoke in public and you cannot advertise fast fashion. And in 2026, clothing brands will require to put how much CO2 emissions and water was used for each product on the tag. In France, you can actually get paid to bike to work. It is illegal to advertise junk food to children. It's also illegal to stereotypically depict somebody in a commercial based on gender. For example, you can't make a woman look bad at finances because she has a shopping addiction. It is also illegal to homeschool your child without specific consent, and they really prioritize secular learning, banning all religious paraphernalia. All public schools in France, you're not allowed to wear a cross necklace, a yarmulke, a hijab. That has been the rule since 2004. The American mind, this seems really extremist because religion was the reason everybody got out of anything in our schools.
Damn.
5 shocking things I didn't know were illegal in China. Let's go. Number 1, organizing or joining protests without government permission.
Really?
I didn't know this, but it doesn't matter how peaceful your protest is. Whether you're just holding a sign or standing there silently, you need government permission. So unless you have approval, it's illegal, but I heard it's really hard to get this approved. Number 2, group chats with over 500 people without official verification. For example, because everybody has a WeChat out here. If you have a WeChat group with more than 500 people in it and it's not government verified, then it's illegal. I heard your group can be shut down immediately and you can be accused of spreading illegal info. Number 3, taking photos or videos of police or government buildings. It doesn't matter if you're casually vlogging or just standing there taking pictures. They are very serious about that out here. I legit had a guard come up to me telling me to delete my video because it was in the background of a video that I was vlogging of myself. Number 4, flying a drone without a permit and a GPS verification. China is very serious about their airspace. You need a license, government approval, and GPS verification. Without all of this, you'll probably get your drone confiscated and be fined huge. And number 5, buying, selling, or mining cryptocurrency is fully banned out here.
Wow.
I don't know if this is of recently, but China cracked down huge on crypto.
Wow.
I'm talking no more trading, no more mining, no more NFTs, no nothing.
Wow.
So again, if you're caught doing this, probably on like a VPN or something, you're subject to huge fines, maybe jail time. There you have it. Those are 5 shocking things that I didn't even know were illegal in China. I love y'all. Be safe. Peace.
All right, guys, that was another TikTok compilation. You made it this far. You a real one for real. Make sure you put that in the comments. But that was of a whole bunch of banned things. That's in America, that's in China, that's in North Korea. What is some of the craziest things that you heard in this video that you was like, yo, that was wild? Or what were some of the things that you heard in this video, if you in America, where you was like, yo, we need to implement some of that stuff over here? But hey, I got a TikTok playlist. If you into this stuff, you can binge watch, but proceed with caution. But till next time, self-love and positivity. Fire Squad, I got you and you know it.